All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to ask Craig what his big board is for the Pistons heading in to the NBA draft. So the way it's going to work is the furthest we can fall down is 7th. So Craig made his top 7 players that he'd like to see the Pistons get. So we're going to start at 7 and go up to number 1, the number 1 player that we would love to add. So Craig, who do you have at 7?
Can I just say, isn't it exciting to be in draft prep time in the NBA? Like, it's just an exciting time. Yep. Pistons finished the season well, and we kind of have a team where it's like, you just need to draft best player available. You don't even necessarily need to go for fit because no position is extremely weak. And so you're adding strength wherever you go. And I'm kind of excited about that. But I did factor in position need a little bit. I also like that this is Craig's big board and it makes it seem like I know a lot. This is very early. I haven't gone hard into my research yet for this, but these are the 7 players. And there's some surprises, Chris.
Oh,
you ready for it? And I'm going to tell you right now, when we get to number 6, people are going to want to turn this video off. Okay. My number 7 prospect that I would like to see for the Pistons is Jalen Duran. He's a center out of Memphis, 6'11", 250 pounds. You know who he kind of reminds me of? Andre Drummond, right? So like 20 pounds lighter coming out, but he's athletically gifted, great defensive player, a beast on the boards, more than effective enough around the hoop. He's better at this stage than Drummond was around the hoop. Remember how long it took him to learn? Well, he still couldn't create his own shot in the post, but still, like, he really struggled there. But correctly utilized, that could be really good. So that's my number 7 with a guy with a lot of upside, but an athletic. I mean, he's there.
Okay. So as you go through this, like, tell us when it really, like, okay, because you know, a lot of times it was like, hey, these are the top 4, then it really falls off. So if you are like, man, so I just want to be in the top 4, because if we can get one of these 4 guys, I'm good.
Let me
know when that point hits.
5, a top 5.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at, and I don't even hate number 7 with Jalen Duran.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I don't hate these. Okay, so number 6, go ahead.
All right, number 6 is the guy that's number 1 for a lot of people.
Uh-oh.
So people are going to get upset, and I just need you to hear me out. I'll continue to watch film, but it's Chet Holmgren. I don't see it. Like, I understand that he dominated out in the whatever he's in, the WCC. I don't know what conference that is over there, but playing small schools, watching him in the tournament. I watched him throughout the season a little bit too, and it was impressive. But when he started playing guys that even had remotely close to NBA bodies, he was just getting pushed around in the paint. And he doesn't have extreme foot quickness or anything like that. So it's not like he's going to beat you off the dribble. And I heard somebody, I think it was David Aldridge, in a podcast, and it was really good. And because he's not sold on him either. And he said, even guys who are thin are usually big in one area. Like, they have big shoulders or big legs. He remembers Yao Ming was really thin coming into the league. He was really tall, but he had massive legs. Like, there's always one area that they're big. He's long and he's just thin. So people are talking about how he used to put on 40 pounds. Like, that's a lot of weight. I'm not there, Chris. I'm not there.
I mean, Kevin Durant was like, he seemed so thin, but he's another one. Like, he has shoulders and he's just got a little bit more. I don't know. Like, that just came off the top of my head, but he also
had that release that you couldn't touch.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, right. But like durability and just kind of like his frame is like, even him, as he seemed super thin, is not even like, I don't think he's as thin, or you don't have that, like,
nobody's as thin as Chet.
No.
So we gotta get to 5, don't we?
Yeah, let's go to 5.
Taking forever. Hey, just keep watching this. This is good stuff. My number 5 is Benedict Matherin, a guard out of Arizona, wing, whatever you want to call him. Good size, 6'7", averaged almost 18 points a game this year. Shot at a pretty good clip, 38% from 3. I just think he's a scorer. A lot of the comps that I'm hearing on him are something Pistons fans won't love. It's KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I don't necessarily buy that. I think he is a much better offensive player than KCP was. He can get his own bucket better, quicker release, all that good stuff. I think he'd be a good wing to pair alongside Cade, for sure.
Okay, love it.
Scoring wing. Number 4?
Number 4, hit it.
All right, a better wing guard is Jaden Ivy out of Purdue.
Mm.
Oh, he pops when you watch tape of him, doesn't he?
Slasher. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but he can shoot too. He really developed that three a little bit more this year. He played in the Big Ten, and as you know, that is a grind it out conference. So if you're throwing up almost 18 points a game in the Big Ten, it's may as well be 20 plus anywhere else.
Absolutely. And you said it. That's with Chet, you're just not seeing the bodies. You're not seeing the physicality. I
No,
mean, in the Big Ten, I mean, that's been this like this for 10 years where it's
yeah,
every team is like, geez,
every
it comes
team
down
has
to
a
the wire.
7-footer.
Yep. And he's one, like you said, that pops. I'm like, who is this guy?
Pops.
What's happening here? This guy's just, I mean, he's slashing.
Yeah.
He's doing so many things that just pop off the screen that you're like, okay,
He
yep,
is the
he's
guy
scoring.
who has the ability to be like really good as a guard, like a lead scorer type good. And he was doing all this as a slasher primarily for a Purdue team that would regularly run out 2 7-footers on the floor. And big guys, they did not space the floor, and he still found
Right.
ways to get to the hoop. So I think if you put him on an NBA floor with spacing, look out. That
Yeah,
could be electric.
I heard JJ Redick talking about it. It was really interesting how he's
Really?
like, I cannot believe the sets that the college teams still run.
I
He's like,
know.
and then you go right into the NBA, and it's like they're spacing every possession is
I
space.
know.
Yeah, so
It's amazing.
you're right, he would thrive there. Okay, number 3.
Paolo Banchero, Duke. What is he? 6'10", I think he is. I wrote it down. 250, averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3.2 assists. He has the ability to pass a little bit. And I think really the floor on this guy is kind of like Julius Randle. I mean, like, he's big body. He's a walking bucket. Like, he can score. He has more finesse than Randle, but his shooting form looks good. I think he could be a really good scoring combo to add next to Cade. Here's the concerns I have with it. He hasn't shot well from 3 yet. Even though his form looks fantastic, I do think it will come. And he's not your lob threat guy. He's not just the extreme vertical. He's not a bad athlete. It's just kind of
Right.
like what people said about Cade. He's not a bad athlete. He's just not an elite athlete. But I mean, like, when you look at Paolo, the comparisons you get with him are Julius Randle, and then the upside of it is more of a Carmelo Anthony. He's not going to be Carmelo. Don't hear me saying that. But he has ease of scoring, if that makes sense.
Cool. That makes sense. Yep. And
Yep.
are we on number 3?
No, we're at 2.
Okay.
So people are like, where do you, this is unique because I got Chet at 6. And then I have a guy that's at 6 or 7 in most big boards. Remember, this is the Pistons big board. What would work best for the Pistons? Not just the best player. I do also happen to think he's really good. It's Keegan Murray from Iowa. The dude scored at every single level. He also averaged 2 blocks a game, almost 9 rebounds in college. 6'8", 225, NBA ready body. And it should be because he's a little bit older. He's about 2 years older than the rest of the prospects. It just clicked for him later. He shoots the 3 well. He can drive. He's a slasher. He can score with his back to the basket. Like, there's nothing this guy can't do offensively. And he has an NBA ready body to guard. Well, not quite, but he's pretty close to NBA ready to guard 4s in this league.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that leaves us to number 1.
It does.
And okay, go ahead and say number 1. I have a thought on it. Go ahead.
Jabari Smith, Auburn. What's your thought?
How tall is he?
6'10", 210.
Okay, because here's my thought.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a lob threat for real? Because now you're talking Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire type stuff. Where
he's not there.
I know he's not a lob threat.
Is he? But who is? Like Jalen Duran, maybe. But like, I mean, we kind of already have it with Bagley. With that lob threat. Here's the thing. Jabari Smith has the number 1 weapon in the NBA, the 3-pointer. He can shoot. He can stretch the floor. He rebounds at a good clip. He's big enough to play defense against 4s. Here's the thing he's missing right now is he's not as good at creating off the dribble. But he has that high release point that is unblockable. And when I watch a guy, and while I'm watching him, the name that keeps popping in my head, again, I'm not saying he will be him, but when the name that keeps popping in my head over and over and over again is Kevin Durant, is that a bad thing?
Dude, I mean, like, unblockable shot and just shot clock's running down. I'll get it off. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
and he makes shots that are contested. The problem is he took a lot of contested shots, but like you said, it's amazing the sets that college basketball teams are still running. I think in the NBA, when you got him open looks from the three, open spacing in the floor, like he's not a bad athlete. Like I think the guy could be really good. He's 18. He's still 18.
It's
So he's still 18. He'll be 19 and a tenth or something on draft day. But like he's young, like those legs are still growing. They're still developing. His vertical could improve over the next 3-4 years.
yeah,
So
that's cool. And you said it.
yeah,
We
man.
don't have the good news is we don't have a desperate need anywhere.
No.
But we don't. But also, other than Cade, we don't have elite like we cannot draft here type of thing. So
Yeah.
it's wide open, and that's what makes it cool. And
I,
you nailed it. Yeah.
I think I will say this. I think I probably would have Jaden Ivy at 2. I think I would probably put him at 2 if we didn't have Cade. Do I think he fits really well next to Cade? I do, because he's a scoring 2. And Cade can be the facilitator. He can be the lead ball handler. That's fine. Killian can run the bench unit. And the three of them can play the 2 guard spots. That's fine. I have no issues with that. I just don't want us to become the Portland Trailblazers of the East. I know how long they tried with Dame Time and CJ McCallum, and it's just like they were good, but you can't be elite when you just have 2 good guards. And the question is our front court good enough right now to build off that? Because I don't think we're going to be in a position to draft top 5 anytime soon again. I really don't.
Okay.
So, like, I just don't. We were flirting with 500 after the All-Star break this year. Like, we were playing much better. Cade is too good to get us back into the early lottery again, unless the ping pong balls fall our way.
Okay.
So I really
That's
do.
a good.
I
That's
really
a
do
good.
think,
It's a good
barring
thing to
injury.
think
So
about.
I love Jaden Ivy. I really do. I think he'd be fun to watch. The question is, do you think like Isaiah Stewart can become elite, or are you keeping Grant? What does that look like? I don't know.
Sure. Yep.
So that's why I went Smith number 1. There you go. I'm done.
Awesome. And like you said, we at the end of the day, you got to shoot, and that would be so nice if you can shoot and you can get your own shot. So, yes,
Most of these
awesome,
guys
man.
can.
We'll definitely update this and keep
yeah.
asking Craig as we get closer to the draft. And just like the Lions, we're gonna be all over the Pistons as well. We're gonna do some mock drafts and really covering and seeing what we're gonna do, because like Craig said, this is hopefully our last chance, our last year for a while drafting this high, because maybe we won't be. So it'll be exciting, and we know that we're almost in that one player away stage. So it's kind of
feels that way. Feels close
exciting.
to that.
It's really cool. So hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't for Lions and Pistons, and we will see you on the next one.
See you.